Fundamentally, both wealth and poverty are sound frequencies. And these sound frequencies, if they are changed and then lodged in one's brain, and one begins to live it, then he is able to accordingly create poverty or prosperity. And that is the fundamental basis for this. So this is the time, during the time that divine comes with a divine solution. And the divine solution is that Shreem, Shreem Brzee. This is the sound, a bosonic sound that can create the reality, and this reality here is the reality of, uh, of prosperity for everyone. Regardless whether you have a skill set or whether you have education or whether you have anything, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is just to hammer, hammer, and hammer, and hammer your brain with this sound. And there is actually an example of a wine cork hammering a huge iron bar, and it keeps on, hammering the iron bar, and the huge iron bar, gets bent just by the iron cork constantly bending and hitting the iron bar. And this is exactly the same thing that is happening when you use the sound Shreem Brzee. It hammers and hammers and hammers. And there are a couple of things here. There are two types of hammering going on when you use it. One is by Shreem and another is by Brzee. The Brzee hammering is going to help you to change your karma. So all these things I will explain to you in the course. But for now, it's enough for you to understand. Unless your karma is changed, nothing is going to change. So it's important to change your karma. What is karma? Karma is your mindset. A mindset comes from your father, your father's father, and the great grandfather, and all these. The biological genes are also have correlates for the soul genes. So you are also conditioned by the genes that you have inherited. If they are poverty genes, then you are naturally thinking those thoughts that are not prosperity related. So that is karma. And that has to be changed, and that Brzee has the ability to change that. And I want to have people to know for themselves through monitoring their own progress by seeing this sound. Every second is new. It's not that you will have to pay a lot of time to get this done. Even the hammering analogy is just only an analogy. If your consciousness goes to a very, very low, subtle level, then the hammering is not needed at all. Even just by one thought of Shreem Brzee, you can create a different reality. It's a matter of refining your consciousness to the atomic level, below the thinking level. When the breath stops, you can breathe. You can stop your breathing. When the breathing stops, then the mind will also stop. And at that level, it is the most powerful condition. And in that condition, Shreem Brzee has to be used. And this is the only way that I know of, not only I, but also the emperor knows, that everybody, including the gardener or or even people who are below a gardener, can get to prosperity. That's why he spent 1500 years refining his consciousness to that level to find out the origin of money. And there are now so many people talking, whether they are politicians or whether they are spiritual people, they are both against money. Have you ever seen a politician talking about the prosperity of people? No, he will never talk about that. Or the religious people, they will never talk about prosperity. But the truth remains that when you receive money, when you receive a bonus or an increment, or somebody gives you a gift, how do you feel? You feel a life bubbling forth. There is inherent joy. Why there is joy? Because money and joy and life are synonyms. Life, money, joy are synonyms. And why are the politicians, the economists, and then even mostly the religious people, the gurus and others, why they talk against money? Because they know that they cannot provide money to everyone. They don't know any way. And then it is, you read any scriptures for that matter. They all put down moneyed people. But they all end up, the politicians become rich, the religious people become rich, and then, but then their teaching doesn't talk about money. But as far as I know, that I am the only guy who come out with and tell you the truth. This will be, whether you pass by a beggar, and then you just put $100 bill to a beggar, you will see him. He will light up. He will light up. And this is for true. Maybe a billionaire will light up only when you give $100 million. Because for him $100 doesn't matter. But the truth of the matter is that money lights you up. Why? Because it is Shreem. And money is Shreem. The other word for money, which is not this dollar bill, but real money, which is gold, is Shreem. It is the sound of life. The sound of life, the sound of prana is Shreem. And then when you begin to live that sound, that is when you are going to experience the creation. You will be able to see the creative process. So you see, using the sound, you will come in touch with the creative process. And that is the most important one.